Don't mix them up.
All right, yo, guys, the hangouts are here. We're live. It's the kid. So he spent $3 billion. And I suppose that's how much it takes to win a Premier League title. So guys, can I please give the intro? This is my hand. Can I give the intro? Thank you. So he bought yet another title.
Oh my god.
Man City are Premier League champ. And also, by the way, all of you guys think that Mourinho should be put in the Brick Academy. Why? I don't understand why he should be. So again, like that didn't make any sense, or why people are saying he should be put in the Brick Academy. West Brom, for some reason, they decided to beat United 1-0, which has handed Man City the title. So we're going to talk about that deeply. Obviously, this is really about City being the Premier League champions, Monaco probably their whole badge entering the Brick Academy, because to concede 7 goals, you have to be a bunch of chumps and losers. But obviously, we're going to be reacting to the Champions League semi-finals and also the Europa League semi-final. And yes, Arsenal are winning the Europa League. I don't care about what they did against Newcastle.
No, they're not.
Let's start off with this. City, how impressive is their Premier League win?
It's impressive. It's impressive. I think 1 or 2 results that they've had along the way have kind of taken the shine off it a little bit. Plus, the Champions League going out to an English side.
But let's just focus on let's be fair. Just primarily the Premier League. So we're just focusing on what they've done in the Premier League, not FA Cup.
I think the first thing you have to mention is the football that they've played over the season. I mean, it's just been sensational. Some of the football they're playing.
Nah, we quiet. Let my mama finish, because I know you're going to say some crap.
And also like how they've gone away, like Chelsea, Tottenham, and they've literally destroyed these teams.
Yeah, but
being that way team,
Okay.
Let me ask. Can I ask something?
So I'll go to Devil, then Jujuman. Devil.
Yeah. Let me just ask. Is this league victory more impressive than Chelsea's?
There's nothing impressive. There's nothing impressive about the City league. I don't care if anyone hates. Like it's more embarrassing. No, I'm not hating.
Wait, you don't even watch games. You don't.
No. It's more embarrassing.
You don't even watch games.
Okay. Explain why it's not that's impressive.
Because there was no competition. They turned the Premier League to Bundesliga 2.0. Like they walked the league. There was no competition, and it's like, okay, they were better than everyone else. Okay, this was supposed to be a difficult league, so I don't know what happened. So
but that's
I'm not impressed.
Sorry. Speaking on that, because it's excellent you made that point. So let us. So for me, I want this to be a celebratory thing about Man City, but when your boy Baldillo comes out and says some crap, I've got to respond. So, from what Jujuman said, Pep said that the Premier League is much more difficult to win than the Champions League. Please, if anybody agrees with us, please exit the hangar through the front, through the back.
I mean, if you look at it in context, I mean, the Premier League is long, it's hard, where the Champions League it's a knockout stage.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I feel like what he said is correct. The Premier League is harder to win than the Champions League because it's a marathon.
Drifty.
Oh my!
It's a marathon.
Drifts.
38 games to win.
Are you out of your mind?
How can anybody compare 8, 9, 10, 11 games to 38 games? You can't do it.
Stoke City,
most of those games
West
against
Brom,
Stoke, Southampton, West Brom,
West Ham.
there ain't no Real Madrid.
No, fair enough. The level of opposition that you're playing is way, way higher, but it's harder to stay concentrated for 38 games.
No, it's not. You know why it's not hard? Because they have the squad depth. They have the squad depth. Like they have.
No, but what you lot are forgetting?
It's literally 2 teams in one. It's like these guys have 2 teams in one, and they can. How many games are in the season? They're literally playing half if they want. Because half of the games in the league because they have 2 teams. They have more squad depth than anyone else.
Man United have 2 teams and they haven't done it.
Yeah, but one of those teams has got Lindelof in
it. Okay. So I'm going to go to Devil then Mohamed. Devil.
No, but I think to say it's harder than the Champions League is bullshit because we've seen Spanish teams dominate the Champions League. We've seen, obviously, Bayern, a very strong team. None of that is in the Premier League. You don't have teams of that quality in the Premier League. As much as we like to say the Premier League is the best league in the world, which is bullshit, it's not. Teams like Stoke, West Brom, Southampton, Brighton, these teams, for teams like Man City, should be wiped aside easily.
Yeah, no, but come on, man. If we're talking about carrier bag in the group stage, what's the difference?
Yeah, but when you get to the knockouts, you ain't got carrier bag. You got Bayern.
Yeah, but then the knockouts are the equivalent of your away trip to Arsenal, away at Liverpool, away at Man U, away at Tottenham. Don't say away to Arsenal. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Man, Drift, you're literally sniffing. You're sniffing. Wait, I'm gonna go to Mohamed and then Liverpool v everybody. Mohamed.
Okay, I'm gonna start by actually saying Jujuma doesn't actually watch any games.
I do.
He doesn't actually watch any games.
I do.
So he doesn't know anything about.
I do.
Jujuma, relax. That's my talk.
Yeah, Drifty was right about It's a long, hard season. And plus, you know how hard City were going from the start of the season. One of their main goals was to win the Premier League first. It wasn't even the Champions League. So it goes to show how hard they went this season, man.
I agree, man.
Wait. I'm going to go to say, I said, go to Liverpool v everybody. Is the Premier League harder than the Champions League?
Nah, I don't think in any kind of way. I'm not even sure that's even close. To me, the Champions League is by far the hardest competition for club football. So, yeah.
It's the best competition to win in club football. It's not the hardest, man.
Oh, it's a matter of opinion. I mean, it's a matter of opinion. I see what you're saying with the 38 games, and I get all that. But again, the quality that you're playing in the Europe competitions.
Exactly.
It's just you can't compare those. You can't compare that.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Wait.
100%.
Europa League's the hardest to win.
Devil, quiet.
Wait, Devil, I love you, man.
No, I add to that point.
This is Devil's thing of
let's see. Okay, Jujuman.
I'll add to that point. It's the equivalent of taking Real Madrid to Europa League and saying this is the hardest competition just because or taking to an inferior league and saying this is the hardest competition. You know what? This City win is the same. It's the equivalent as Bayern winning Bundesliga, PSG winning French league. I have no reaction. It's not like I'm excited. It's like, oh my goodness, this was a ride. This guy is actually at the best. It's like it feels like they played with teams that are worse than them. That's my reaction. That's how I feel about the City. Not impressive.
Okay, wait. I think I'm Drift. I think that buzzing sound may come from you or your phone or something. So I think someone needs to put their phone on silent because I think whenever they get a message, I'm hearing like a buzzing sound. So okay, Daniel, is your mic working?
Yeah.
So Daniel, you don't need to say hello. We know that you're here.
Too polite.
We know that you're here, bro. So relax. Okay, Daniel. So we're talking about is the Premier League harder to win than the Champions League? That's what Pep was saying. Yes,
yeah, it is.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It really is.
All right, no. Let me give you a reason why I say it. Yeah, because I as a Liverpool man, yeah, I haven't been able to watch my team win a Premier League. Yeah, as a grown up,
because your team's shit.
Oh my God!
Okay. But hold on. But that same shit team.
Drift finish.
That supposed same shit team has been in 3 semi-finals, 2 finals, and won a Champions League. Now, I'm not saying that wasn't an unbelievable thing to do, because it was. But if we can do that, but can't win the Premier League, how is the Premier League not the harder competition to win?
Okay. Explain to me, Drifty. How did Conte win with 13 players? He literally won the league with 13
wasn't
players.
in Europe.
Because he had no European
Exactly.
football.
So the league is not that difficult. Difficult.
Listen. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. At the beginning of the season in the Premier League, there are realistically 6 teams that can win it. And let's not start being silly. And Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, at the beginning, they can realistically win it. Man City have
no, Drifty. No, easy, Drifty. It's only two. It's only 2 or 3.
That is complete nonsense. Tottenham and Arsenal are not in the bloody competition.
Yeah, it's only 2 or 3.
You're saying that out of disrespect rather than realisticnness. They can realistically win the title. They can win the title.
Tottenham and Arsenal
1961
title challenges. It is United, City, Liverpool. Those are the only.
Oh no, Chelsea maybe.
What are you talking about?
In terms of squad, those 6 teams can win it. In terms of if they actually had.
No, they cannot win. They look good.
They have the squad to win it, man.
No, they don't, because Spurs have never won the Premier League.
But that's not what the point is. The point is they're good enough.
Tottenham in the conversation.
No, they're not. They're not. If they were, they would have won. They're not.
Look,
they're not good enough.
You have to look at the bigger picture. The reason why.
But that's just like saying nobody's good enough except for Man City, then, because they won it.
Okay, let's go one at a time. So let's new guy in IL. What's your take on this? Oh, okay. So it's my
wait. It's me, football guy.
Oh, your FG. The concept of FG. I see like a bloody symbol on your thing, and I knew it was you with that bloody lose on your avatar. Okay, so
look. The reason why Pep said that is because he flopped on the Champions League game. He knows it's not true, and not to mention last year he said that Premier League is not competitive or anything. The only reason he said that is he flopped in the Champions League again.
And that's the damn truth. Pep is a very tricky man, because to come out and with that crap, you're trying to cover your ass. Because I'm sorry, Drift, and all of you people defending this whole thing. They're 16 bloody points ahead.
That's credit to them, not discredit.
No, there's no credit. There's no credit. Zero.
Blame your boy. Blame your boy. Uncle Mo.
Zero credit. Like United are the second. United the second team. Did you see how bad they looked against Sevilla? I mean, Sevilla are a nothing team. Like, did you see how United, apparently in the best league, looked against Sevilla? They are so bad.
Half of doesn't want us to talk about this though.
No, they're so bad. And then this was the City's main rival.
No,
I mean, what a joke!
United,
what
man,
a joke!
It was down to the tactics. It was not.
Okay. Just wait. Let's move beyond this. So let's look at this team now, because again, what I said in my videos, that I want to see this season end, because I want to see how many goals they score, their points total, and I now want to see how they stack up statistically against other teams. I really do believe that they are going to aim and try and break that 100-goal barrier. They're on 93, I believe. How does this team rank with other teams? Because you've got the Invincibles, you've got Chelsea's team under Mourinho, which was the greatest team. I checked. And you have the United treble-winning team. So,
okay, before I said I'm not sure
49,
which one it'll be, yeah? If Man City get 100 points, it's not even a conversation anymore. It's as simple as that.
You know what? Let me just say one thing.
You take things you make these statements too quickly. You have to build up to these statements now. Let's just back. So wait. So you're telling me that if they get to 100 points, that's it. They're the greatest Premier League team of all time.
Of course, because nobody's ever done it.
No, you have to look at it.
Easy.
Let me just say one thing, because when we were winning leagues, I mean, it was a long time ago, yeah, but we were losing 2-3 games in the season max, right? So were Man United. If you look at all the other teams, they've lost 6, 7s. So the other teams in the league, bar Liverpool, I'll give you that, they've only lost a couple, but you look at Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. We've all lost 6, 7 games.
Arsenal lost 11
games. The quality of the other teams hasn't been that good. Man City have had a clean run.
You can't discredit somebody for other people's failure, though.
They're the only team that have performed at a high level.
How much money did Pep spend? How much?
Not much more than Man United.
No,
but he inherited a team. Wait.
Okay, no. How much has Pep spent in comparison to that Ferguson treble-winning side? In comparison to the Invincibles?
It was different back then, so...
No. That is a valid argument. How much has
and let's be honest, in the time when Man United was so dominant, they were still the richest. They did still spend the most money. So...
they paid as much as Pep spending power now. Even if we say it's relative, The amount, the carte blanche, the blank check that Pep has is unlike anything that Ferguson or teams back in the day would have had.
It's unlimited.
Yeah, but like I said in the last hangout, he went and bought a goalkeeper and defenders. You can't then turn around and start talking about all the attackers. He just improved with coaching. You can't. People can't keep just saying money, 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 man.
Did he buy
a master? He just is. I don't understand the hate towards the guy who's just literally.
To be fair, he inherited a team that was a Champions League semi-finalist. He didn't pick anything from scratch. Like this team, 70% of the team was already there.
This is football. Moyes inherited a Premier League winning team and came 7th. Shit happens,
this is football heritage.
Oh my god!
No, Ryan Remsky, easy, man. Don't comment. Relax. Okay. So, I want to know where everybody else is, because Drifty has come out with his drug-infused statement. So I wanted to see.
He's high off the Champions League run. He's high. He's high off the Champions League fumes.
So, Dev, let me ask you, where do you think they rank them City? Like, based on what they've done this, because they've played amazing football. Like, I think, for me, I'm saying it's in the conversation, but for you, Dev, where do you think that they stack up against Invincibles, the treble-winning side, and the Mourinho side?
You know, for me, it's a tough one, because as Drifty has got a point, in terms of their points total and what they've done, and in terms of the football that they've played, they deserve to be at the very top of the conversation. But on the plus side, you would expect that performance from a team that was assembled for that amount of money. Do you know what I mean? When you look at the teams back in the day, Ferguson built a team through a youth squad. That's actually building a team.
Anybody who can win with a dude called David Beckham is a magician. Carry on.
Exactly. Wenger bought for a team of unknowns and put them together and built a solid unit.
Yep.
So for me,
come on, guys, it's 2018.
No, but I'll give more praise to that. That's more of an achievement to me than just saying I want the best players in the world, give me the best team, and I'll win you a trophy.
But that's basically saying that no one who wins the Premier League from now on can take credit for it, because we all spend money.
Let him do it with
that was Ranieri. Yep. Exactly.
Okay, so by that admission, then the best manager in the Premier League is Rafa Benitez.
Bro, I said Rafa Benitez should win Manager of the Year for what he's done. I said that earlier.
We're saying go and do it with a lesser team.
What about Sean Dyche? What about Sean Dyche though?
Sean.
But Sean Dyche is a top manager. There's no doubt about it.
Wait. My beef is look. Pep is a great coach. But at the end of the time, it's like, let's also look at the track record. I'm not hating. I'm stating facts.
Can I say something?
Wait, Daniel, relax. Please. So, you start off as Barcelona. Correct me if I'm wrong. You had the greatest club player of all time. Along with Henry and Edson. And one of the best central midfielders of his generation in Xavi. And a guy that some crazy people think is better than Zidane, i.e. Iniesta, which is manageable. But there you go. He had that. Bayern Munich, you take over a team who already won the treble with Uncle Heinkes. Then you move over to Man City, who have one of the biggest spending budgets in world football. Because again, let me go deeper. Because you guys brought the hate out of me. Let me go even deeper. There is a strong argument to be made. Klopp is a better coach than Pep.
Amen.
You were saying Klopp was a one tactician manager and he was a fraud and all that. He's not a great coach.
He's still a fraud because he almost relegated Dortmund. Yes, he's
he finished. He was nowhere near relegation.
Wait. Can I say one thing about Pep? If Pep
but my thing is because this is my argument. This is my argument. Look at that Dortmund team on paper. How many of those guys would you say were world class? Everybody knew Messi was the next big thing before Pep came in. When Rijkaard was in that team, we all knew that. Yep, this dude is the next big thing. Edson was already a big man before thingy came. That Dortmund team, which was one of those guys, were world star players. But even this Liverpool team, before Salah had to take drugs, How many people that Salah was a world player?
All right, Double H. Here's what I'm gonna defend you on all the Liverpool stuff and Klopp because he's the best. All right, but by your logic, yeah, you're basically taking away credit from anyone who has a top side. So basically, that means Zidane should have no credit for winning the Champions League. Del Bosque should have no credit for winning the World Cup. Scolari should have no credit for winning the World Cup because they had the best players. You're basically saying if you've got the best player, you can't get credit for winning.
Wait. Can I respond to the Zidane point? Zidane did something that no other team has done in the Champions League era.
Yeah, with some of the very best players in world football, though.
Yeah, the referee helped him.
Yo, chill, man. What the?
If you look at that Real Madrid side, Cruz, Modric, Ronaldo, we're talking about some of the very best players in world football. So discredit Zidane then.
Wait. Let me go to some other guys. So the question here is this. Is this Man City team the greatest Premier League team in history? If not, which teams are better than them? Let's go with Rahimski.
No, they're not because Invincible Arsenal were better.
Why?
I just think they had. Well, you know what? I would say depth and mentality, resolveness to never lose. Yeah. Because this Man City team has shown its ability to be weak mentally and have a consecutive losing run, even though it happened only recently. But they still showed that vulnerability. Guys, I don't think Invincible Arsenal showed
seriously, that. Guys, insult Wenger all you want.
They ran out of every cup competition in the space of 1 week. Same season.
No. Seriously, no, guys. Insult Wenger all you want. I'm sorry, that's a stat that he can stand by. To go through a season unbeaten that nobody else has done, I'm sorry, man. That's a stat.
No, it was unbelievable. But they still got knocked out of all cup competitions within a space of a week. That's a bit of mental kind of, fragility.
I said let's keep it to the Premier League because if we want to now go beyond, City got their asses exposed in the Champions League. Let's keep it to the Premier League. Keeping it all in the Premier League.
But you know the only reason why I would talk Champions League? Because I only feel like people are discrediting City because Liverpool beat them. If Liverpool hadn't beat them, I don't think people would be doing all this questioning.
No, it's more United. No. It's more the United loss, I would say.
And I say City are very lucky Barcelona lost that day. Pep is a lucky man Barcelona lost that day because he escaped. Like that was like the spotlight moved to Barcelona because he was exposed really bad. He was totally outclassed, and this is a habit he's making. It's been almost 3 years where he just gets exposed every time in the Champions League, and it's not like he has the inferior team. He has a better team. So I don't know.
This is the Champions. The Champions League exposes the frauds. And Pep, I mean, if Pep is that good, why can't he win the Champions League outside of Barca?
Mm-hmm. Okay. No. That's a perfect segue, man. So we've reached the halfway point. Let us now dive in deep to the Champions League. Now, before we react to the semi-final draw, I just want to get a bit of reaction to some of the games. And I don't know where to start because there are a lot of talking points. But I want us to maybe get 50 minutes on this and then we have 50 minutes on the semi-finals because this could literally go like very long. So let us start, first of all, since we're on it, on Pep. Now, if that Sané goal is allowed in the first half, do we have a different game?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, let me go further. Are you saying City turn it around and they go through? So City start the second half 2-0 up. Are you saying City win the game?
No, I'm saying it would have been a lot harder for Liverpool to get through.
No, true.
Because you know what the thing.
It would have been nervy.
I think I definitely knew that Liverpool were gonna get a G. So it's just
exactly.
Liverpool
exactly.
City score 5. That was the thing.
It was Raheem Sterling is not scoring 5 goals, and
I think people, and I think this is, and we'll probably get to Jack on the points of Jack because I was watching that first of all, guys, I said, look how well City are playing, look at how good their football and everything, and the old school guy in me, who obviously grew up through the 90s, was like, why are you putting crosses inside when there's nobody tall enough to actually head the ball? So City were doing all of this passing and all of this crossing, and I said
they ran out of creativity. They didn't know what to do. That's what happened.
No. Mohamed, they were playing well, but it's like Liverpool were like, all right, we are really under pressure here. Let's go deep. unless forces guys out wide. It forces guys out wide.
True, yeah.
If you're putting that ball on the ground, it's very easy to defend. So that ball had to go high. And you're putting the ball high for flipping Bernardo Silva and Jesus. so it's like Liverpool, like, thank goodness there isn't like a 6 foot tall aerial threat who would cause us some serious issues with these amounts of crosses being put in. So I was like, yeah, it's all pretty to look at. But I was like, look, man, Liverpool can hold these guys. And obviously they got a bit lucky with the whole signing. They can hold those guys. But for me, I felt that for City. And for me, I just look. And I was discussing this with someone. Klopp's foundation and templates is how you beat Pep almost every single time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Almost every single time. And but the problem is because people say, hey man, wait a minute. Why can't everybody just use the Klopp mandate? No. You can't just do it in your next game. It's a pre-season thing. You've got to do it from pre-season. So that
it's a mentality that you have to carry with you the whole time. You can't just switch it on and off.
Not necessarily a mentality, but just
it starts in pre-season because it's about fitness. Because what Klopp's teams do against Pep's team is that they run, they hustle, and they have the standard to run and hustle and literally be aggressive. And when they have the ball, they hit it direct and they go forward. So City's team,
a la Madrid 2014.
What?
A la Madrid 2014 against Bayern as another example of that.
Yeah. You know, so it's basically, is that hustle and that hustle? That's why he'll beat him every time. So, okay, let's now move from that to, because I'm going to build towards the key one. Barcelona. Now, let me ask this question. Should Valverde be blamed for what happened?
Yeah.
No. I think Valverde has overachieved. He's overachieved.
Thank you. Yes. Somebody that understands. Thank you.
Guys,
seriously,
it doesn't change the fact that these guys bottled.
Yeah, they bottled it.
No, because if you think about it,
who blame? That's what I'm asking. Who is, because everybody's not saying, wait a minute, Valverde is a massive fraud. Aren't these dudes unbeaten in flipping La Liga?
Well, he does have
of course.
Blame because
but thing is, it's La Liga though.
Because literally there was no threat from Barcelona in that game. I swear to God, they hardly create anything.
I mean, Barca are a quarterfinal team anyways, so like it's like
easy.
I think some of the blame was that I heard was like they were too defensive. They were too just trying to nick one. You know.
But you know the thing is that's why they're unbeaten in La Liga, because of those tactics, being pragmatic and all that.
Yeah.
So
no. But guys, let's give credit to Roma, and I think that is why you look at Dzeko. For me, Dzeko was a brick at Man City. I'll just say.
No way.
He was. Not
in
2014. Not in 2014.
No way.
I don't think it was a brick at any point.
No. But let's just be real. Apart from I think his time at Wolfsburg, this has been Dzeko at his very best.
Yeah.
And you can just see the importance of having an old school striker that knows how to play like an old school striker. But Eusebio Di Francesco, this guy has to be one of the best coaches out there. Because the only world-class player that Roma have is Alisson. That's it.
Nangolan's up there.
No, he isn't. Nangolan is not a world-class player. He's good.
He's right. They've got a lot of players who are borderline.
Borderline isn't world class. I'm talking about
but it's still very, very, very good though.
No.
But it's still overachieved though. That's the thing. Like
that's my business. There's nobody in that team apart from Alisson who is a top 5 keeper. No one else in that team would say, man, this guy is like top 2, top 3 in his position. Is Nainggolan a top 2, top 3 central midfielder?
He's a defensive midfielder though. He's a defensive midfielder. He's probably top 5 defensive midfielders.
Yeah, he is.
So
wow.
He's world class.
I mean, he even overachieved with Sassuolo when he was managing them. So, like, he's obviously a brilliant manager.
No, because again, it was an amazing tactical coaching plan that really exposed Barcelona. And again, look,
and you know
that they were the deserved winners. It's not like if they fluted; it was fully deserved.
Over the 180 minutes, they were the better team. Even in the first game, I thought they just conceded 2 reckless goals. Like,
and you know the scary part, what Liverpool fans should be worried about. This they were in the group stage with Atleti and Chelsea, and they topped the group. And then they faced Barcelona.
Chelsea are 5th.
Yeah, I don't know why people
Still-
keep saying that. I
still-
don't know why people
No,
keep
but
bringing that up.
still, they're
Dead
good.
topic.
They're good.
Okay.
They're good.
Dead topic.
Okay, so wait. Let's now get to the meat and bones. Now, let me just start with the question. 2 questions. Let's start with question number 1. Was it a penalty?
Of course.
Yes,
No.
100%.
It was.
100%. Why are we
No.
talking about this? Why are we even talking
No.
Okay, wait. I had
There's
one
no question. There's
from
no question.
Drifty. So Drifty,
No.
you say no.
No,
Why not?
that I know this might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I do believe that there are a lot of times where there's a foul that will be a free kick anywhere else, but shouldn't really be a chance to score a goal in the penalty area. And I know that sounds stupid, but it just
I
is
agree
what
with
it
that.
is.
That makes sense.
And that was
agree
the
with that.
softest way for Real Madrid to get out of jail I've ever seen in
Okay.
my
But that wasn't a
life.
question. though. That wasn't a question.
Wait, Drifty,
That
let me
wasn't a
give you
question.
this response. Okay, Ramska, I'll give you the floor, but let me give you a response to that. You're Michael Oliver, and that is the angle you see. Now,
He
be
saw the
honest.
right angle.
Wait, no. Relax. At the end of the day, that is the angle that you see. You see a defender come from the back of a guy in the area. Let's be real. What else can you give?
Ask your fifth official. Take a second.
And he did.
He just
And
listen.
his-
Why do you think England have no representation at the World Cup? Our referees are dog shit.
Oh no, that's too harsh. Because
No,
look, I
come
think
on.
I think
That's way too
Michael
harsh.
Oliver. Michael Oliver deserves credit. Like I saw that it took me like 5 replays to see if that was a penalty, and I think it's a penalty because he hit Lucas Vasquez on his chest. He hit him on his chest. It was a penalty.
He gave
And
him
he saw it once.
upper body challenge. That's a
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah, and
Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry,
it's
that's a penalty.
it's
Can I just
impressive. He
ask the-
saw it at once.
Can I just ask the room a question? It's the Bernabeu, yeah? It's the 93rd minute.
No.
If that is at the
Wait,
other end,
Let him finish.
if that is at the other end, and that is somebody fouling Higuain, Juventus to win the tie, somebody in here tell me with all honesty, the referee.
Yeah, but that
He might
happens.
give it.
That
Exactly the
happens in
same
every.
thing.
No, he might
happens
give it.
in every home
at the
ground.
other end.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he might give
that's
it.
that's something unanimous. That's not exclusive to Real
Yeah.
Madrid. It happens in home games.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
That's
so
just-
therefore it's not a penalty. He just gave
He- no,
them
it
the
does.
benefit of the
No,
doubt
it
because
does.
they were the home
He-
side.
Wait, you know
No,
what?
but the thing is, if what do you define a penalty as? A foul that was conceded in the box, right? And is an upper body challenge not a foul?
No, I think the player was already going down as soon as he knew the guy was behind him.
No, he tried to
No, he wasn't.
Wait. Let me respond to that. Drifted, let's be real. We've been watching football for pretty much all our lives because that's just who we are as people. Every defender, every professional defender knows you make any contact with a player, they go down. That's just how it works. That's how
But this isn't basketball. You are allowed to touch someone.
And then it depends.
Any connection with any player in the box, that player is trying to fool the referee. This has been happening since day one.
Yeah, but he had to get the ball clean.
And the thing is,
So
I
Vikings
think-
knows that, mate. But I say, if you touch me, I'm going to go down and make sure that the referee is going to give that pen. So for Benatia, it is your job to get goal side. And they say, no, I'm going to get as clean a challenge as possible so the ref ain't going to give nothing. At
So
the
what we're
end of the
saying,
day-
it was a
Drifty,
clear
Drifty.
penalty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Drifty,
he was-
Drifty, you're pretty much saying that the ref should have not only given Isco a wrongful offside decision on his goal, but also not given us a penalty at home. When does that ever happen to any team?
That
at
would be
home?
controversial.
When does that ever happen?
Again, I'm sorry. Like, let's just be fair. Isco was onside.
No, it was on.
Yeah,
it
no,
was-
that would be
Isco
too
decision
dubious.
isn't what we're talking
So you're
about,
basically
bro.
asking him to give two dubious calls against the team at home.
Okay, wait. Because we have to talk about the semi-finals. I want to talk about address the second question. Did Buffon deserve to get sent off?
Of
Yeah, he did.
course.
Push the
No,
referee.
no, I don't think so. I think Benatia should have been sent off. I think
Okay,
Benatia-
wait, Ramsky. Why didn't Buffon deserve to get sent off?
Because you know, sometimes in the heat of the moment, like you have to understand as a referee, sometimes dissent doesn't warrant a straight red. That's a yellow.
No.
Rules are
No.
rules. Rules are rules. You can't start. Rules are rules. If
No,
a guy literally is insulting you,
Yeah.
literally, How do you
Verbal
know?
abuse.
It's
No, but how do you know he was insulting him?
No. But
He's
dissent,
not like
dissent
he was
is
saying anything
dissent is
good.
only a yellow, guys. Dissent is
He
only a
made
yellow.
contact with the ref. I mean, what are we
He
even
tried
arguing
that
about?
last
pushed all
season
of
with
it.
the
Come on,
defense.
man.
I mean, you guys remember how it came out with like
No, but the thing is,
George
in my opinion, Benatia has to get a second yellow for that challenge, and he's the one that should be sent off.
No, yeah, but Buffon though, he deserves extra. But
No, but let's be honest.
banned.
Messi's always bad mouthing refs, and he never gets a call.
but the Buffon one was
It's
too
just-
aggressive. It was
favoritism.
too aggressive.
Can't believe
It
you
was too
compare that.
aggressive.
But okay, so put yourself in Buffon's shoes. You're his age. It's your last Champions League, and you see a decision
I'm
you
sorry.
feel is an injustice.
Yeah,
You're a human being. How
No,
can
no,
you
I'm
be
sorry.
asked to control your emotions in that
Yeah,
moment?
but you cannot verbally abuse the referee.
How is that, Michael? All of us fall like
Yeah,
this is what I don't understand.
He's human too, right?
Sometimes you have to just
a referee. Wait. You're telling me a referee who is there to do a job? F everything that's happening beyond. I'm here to do a job to follow things by the rules of the book. So that referee should be like, wait a minute. He's 40 years old. This is his last game, and people love him so much. You know what? Let me put that. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm here to do a job. I'm not here to appease.
That's what I was.
His last game. I'm here to do a job.
Exactly.
Listen, if referees had that way of thinking, there wouldn't be so many bad decisions made throughout football. So that's not really, sometimes you have to use a little common sense, a little human compassion, and just understand that you are
No. You either deserve it or not.
Listen, referees, bouncers, policemen, most of them were bullied and now they abuse their power. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, how does this turn into some sort of a live thing?
Let's talk semis. So,
wait, we're not talking about Bayern. I mean, Benfica. I mean,
Juju man, quiet. Shut the hell up. So let's look. So Liverpool, Roma, Bayern, Real Madrid. So I'm gonna build up. Let's start with Liverpool against Roma. Now, I've been Dahir, who obviously was a frequencer of the Hangouts. He's already booked tickets for Kiev.
Oh
his username is Road to Kiev. This guy has tweeted about how he's already been make plans for the final.
Wait, half up. To be honest to him, he's been doing this for months though. So
No. I don't know, but Mohammed, his disrespect is shocking.
Let's just say that's confidence.
Shut the hell up, man.
That's confidence.
This man's disrespect of a football club is. How do you already are making hotel plans? Literally, as soon as the draw was made, he said, "Look, already let's Kiev,
that's smart, man. That's smart. He's saving money. He saved a lot of money now.
But my thing is that let us look at the logistics here. Roma haven't conceded a single goal in the Champions League. Point one. Point two. The second leg is at the Stadio Olimpico. Point three. Dzeko. So, I'm going to give the floor to
Drifty.
So for Drifty, those 3 points I just put there. Are you as confident as a guy who calls himself Road to Kiev? Or are you still a bit...
Absolutely not.
This is Drifty you're talking to.
Yeah. I'm going to Drifty, Daniel, and then I'm going to go to you.
I will never set myself up for a disappointment to a point where I start to believe something is just going to happen. Yeah. Roma deserve too much respect for me to do that. They haven't conceded a goal at home all Champions League campaign. So for me, Anfield is more than critical for whether we go through in this tie or not, because I feel like whatever we do at Anfield will determine whether we go through. And I feel like everyone who saw the easier team of the three and got happy was understandable, because I did the same. I didn't want Bayern, I didn't want Madrid. But that isn't to say all of a sudden, we're just through. That's it. Roma have been unbelievable in the Champions League this season. And I really don't think any Liverpool fan can get carried away and just thinking we're going to just walk through this and we're in the final. It's naive. You can't think like that.
All right, Daniel, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not underestimating them because, like, I've watched football too many times, yeah, to see that anything can happen in football and oh, we're through already because Roma have a lot of quality players.
All right,
I mean, they're gonna miss Perotti though because he's injured.
They still got quality play. They still got Dzeko.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. Liverpool, everybody. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's one thing to be, if we're going to say overconfident, getting tickets to Kiev. I'm not doing that because I don't have any interest in going to Kiev. So, but what's wrong with being confident though? Like Drifter, your box office love you. You're great. But a lot of times I feel like clearly you're a Liverpool fan. I would never question that. But a lot of times I feel like you're on the fence because maybe you're scared to jinx something instead of just being like, you know what, we can do this.
It's reverse psychology. Look, I know.
Yeah, whatever.
Drifty's tricks. Drifty, you're not fooling anybody, man. You don't take me for a fool. It's bloody reverse psychology. It's all this.
Listen, obviously there's a bit of reverse psychology in there, but genuinely, I don't like to make my mindset believe something to get extra disappointed when it doesn't happen.
It's especially in the semis.
This approach to a lot of things in life, but football has too many curveballs. I hate when people say to me, of course you're going to win, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, I've been a Liverpool supporter my whole life. If there's one team that disappoints when they're not supposed to, it's Liverpool. So there is no way that I'm going to... Like people saying it in 2000 and... was it the 13-14 season when we was going to win the league? Once we beat City, people like, it's done. I kept telling people, no, we have to play Chelsea. What did we do? We fucked up against Chelsea. So,
but Drifty, we also impress a lot when we're not supposed to.
Steven Gerrard,
we do.
So I mean, I get what you're saying, but look, my answer is this, AJ. I'm confident we can go through. I don't have an aggregate score or prediction or anything like that, but I'm confident Liverpool can keep fighting and get to a final.
So I mean, basically for me, my only thing is this, and this is maybe my advice towards Liverpool. If there's any advice I can give you, do not make Roma the underdogs. I do not buy into being the favorites. Wait. Because if there is a mentality that Roma are craving is to be the underdogs. But by the way, fine, you want us to be the underdogs? We are going to love this.
You know what?
Because Drift is right. If Liverpool have got it because they didn't think anybody was going to. They think they were going to get
disagree.
Everybody was saying City. Liverpool came and just shackled them. So
exactly.
Wait.
Live up to the favorites tag. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, Double H. Am I the only one? Am I the only one in the hangout that thinks Roma will win easily? I honestly
you always do this. No,
it's true. No, I'm not saying like
this guy's just mad.
No,
you gotta explain that.
Explain why.
Because they use the long balls every time, and that's Liverpool's problem. Plus, they don't have Van Dijk in the fast leg. I mean, I'm telling you, if Liverpool has to win by
wait, what? What do you mean they don't have Van Dijk?
Yellow card.
They don't have Van Dijk.
Van Dijk isn't suspended.
He is.
He's not suspended.
Suspension. Yellow cards go away after.
Okay, that's why your name is Juju.
No, okay.
Wait.
But the long balls every time, like Liverpool, they cannot handle the long balls, and Roma abuse them. It's the same. Jack, I think they scored that against Barcelona and against Chelsea. The long balls.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, Liverpool can't let Roma set tempo. That's why James Milner is probably going to be the most important player in the side.
Yeah,
he has to win the ball back. They can't set the tempo.
Wait, basically, put it this way. Liverpool need at least a 2-goal deficit going into Rome. 2-1, 3-2. That's
finished.
No, but the thing is, you have to remember, Roma won't do a City at Anfield. They're actually tactical. They're actually better.
Yeah, but they don't have a bomb. This is not like this guy is really good. Their coach is good. It's not a bomb. They're not going to lose like 3-0 or something crazy. It's going to be tight, and I'm not sure how Liverpool.
No. I mean, basically, because the point here is because I'll be very interested to see what tactic Di Francesco used. Because if Di Francesco looks at what Mourinho did and say, you know what, let's sit it deep. Let's put bodies behind the ball. Because we have a bloody tall dude right on top. So let's sit deep, force these guys to break us down because they don't have Mr. Cool Coutinho. And every time we have the ball, we're going to hit it to Dzeko. Well, we're going to hit it wide to Florenzi. Well, we're going to bring Onda out wide. Because this Liverpool team, if you give them space, they will kill you. If you don't give them space, Do they know how to break you down?
Yeah, exactly. How good are they at breaking down like tight blocks?
I don't think they're that good. And
so okay. Let's now move to the big one. All right.
Easy, Ty. Easy.
No.
FG, relax. Let me land. Now I'm going to reiterate what I said, and I've already been saying for the beginning. This Real Madrid team cannot, I repeat, cannot be beaten in a one-off final. Okay, what anyone says, there's no argument you can use. This Real Madrid team cannot be beaten in a one-off final.
Of course,
there is
can.
no
if Ronaldo's
let me land. I'm begging. Let me land. Thank you. You cannot give me any argument that Liverpool or Roma can beat this team at full strength in a final. Sorry, you cannot give me an argument. So, with that being said,
Istanbul.
Who's that?
No, he means
how many
years?
Drifty, what?
That AC Milan team is one of the greatest squads ever assembled.
Kaka is overrated. Sue me, I'm sorry.
What? He was player of the year.
I don't care what says. Kaka was overrated. This Real Madrid team is easily
Crespo, Shevchenko, Maldini, Nesta, Dida, Gattuso. Can I keep on going?
But I don't think that team won 3 out of 4 finals though. That's the thing. That's the thing about like this.
Yeah, but they were still one of the greatest Milan sides ever assembled, and we were so inferior to that
let's
team.
Focus on the game. Let's focus on the game. So Bayern, Real Madrid. Now, understandably, Real are favorites, but which is why I love the whole format thing. Real Madrid are a much better away team than they are at home, and Bayern will say, you know what? Let's hold fort at the Allianz. We can go to the Bernabeu where that crowd can get very tricky and get a few away goals.
And wait, Debelech, you know the concerning thing about Madrid is I think Ronaldo is the only person scoring in that team or has the big impact. When's the last time any player apart from Ronaldo scored? That is the biggest question, right?
I mean, it's scored.
Today, literally. That's the thing.
No. I mean, in the Champions League, because
okay.
it's all Ronaldo. Like so far, Ronaldo is the difference maker for Madrid. I don't know because once you look against Juventus, if Ronaldo wasn't there, I'm not sure Vasquez is getting that. It's one man, so it's.
I mean, Karim Benzema is our striker.
So. Yeah, but you've also got Asensio, man.
But it feels like they're relying too much on one player.
No, but you guys haven't mentioned something extremely crucial though. No Neuer, no Vidal, no Koeman.
It's all right. It's all right.
Koeman isn't a big loss. Vidal is a...
No, he is because Koeman's having an amazing season. He had an amazing season. And Vidal is key for them because now Javi Martinez has to play a single DM role.
Robin is ready to come alive.
Bro, Robin is like 43, man. Come on.
No, Ribery.
No. People keep sleeping on Robin, man.
You never sleep on Robin.
I love Robin, but like, let's be honest, he's 69 years old.
Raheemski rest. No.
Still capable. We're already in the final, man.
So let me just gauge what people are saying. So, who thinks Bayern can come through against Real Madrid?
I'm thinking they will.
I think so because.
Sorry.
I do. If the referee doesn't help them.
No, it's not the referee.
Listen. It's not that. It's Jupp Heynckes. He's the X factor. He's the 70% win rate, highest win rate ever manager in the Champions League. 70% win rate. He'll be the X factor on why they can win.
Zidane has like 60%. It's not that far off.
I mean, still Jupp Heynckes. If Jupp Heynckes, he can come back from retirement and make a final against Klopp again. Imagine if that happened. And that was one of the greatest finals we've ever had in the CL. So we can have that part too.
And the other thing is, I'm looking like it feels like it's easy now to defend Madrid because they rely heavily on Ronaldo, and if they have a good away record, so if you can keep them scoring 1 or 2 away goals, I mean, you can score 3 at the Bernabeu.
No. Why are people? Wait, hold on. I have to address this. Why do people think that? We were missing. I'll tell you. We were missing Ramos in that tie. Literally, our best player, the one that composes.
I'll answer.
That is like, why do people think
the
that they
PSG
can
game,
come to Bernabeu and score 3 or 4?
Because every team, because every team does that. Because look, PSG.
Every team does that. It's only happened twice
flopped
this
against.
season.
No. I'll tell you, that PSG game, they outplayed Madrid at the Bernabeu. The reason why they didn't score, they're flops. These guys are flops because they should have scored at least 4.
Ramos pocketed Mbappe in a tie.
No, but
Ramos
they had so many
Mbappe
chances.
They
had so many.
No, he didn't.
I mean, Andrew, let's just say this. Okay,
Andrew. And again, Barcelona again scored. And all this, if you look at Madrid's record at the Bernabeu, these guys on average they're conceding 2 goals. They're conceding 2 goals.
Okay, but you're talking about league form and Champions League form. That's 2 completely different things.
No, it's even in the Champions League.
Wait, guys, wait. Let me ask this. Let me ask this now. I know that me and Drifty sort of like we disagree on this because he thinks that this is a very ancient art. Is there any crime against man marking Cristiano?
You can't man mark the greatest player of all time.
The what?
Wow.
Excuse me.
No, the thing is, Andrew, the thing is, what you're saying is what Juventus showed is that the midfield, Modric and Cruz, whoever the midfield, Real Madrid, the famous, so overstated that they're almost invincible. But
no, because Zidane got the tactics wrong in midfield. He made Casemiro bump forward.
No.
That left Modric exposed to the
Ramos, that match showed that amazing what Juventus did, but Ramos is a very important.
But it can't be one player.
Okay, but
I'm sorry. Ramos plays Juventus, don't score.
Okay, but
let's be honest. Varane didn't look like Varane in that game because he was missing Ramos's leadership and composure. Marcelo can't compose a back line.
Wait, and the other thing is, Madrid lose 3-0 at home, and you just think it's easy. You're going to just beat the next opponent. I mean, 3-0. That's even if Ramos wasn't there. I mean. One player missing cannot explain losing 3-0.
What do you mean? One player can literally be the difference.
No.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Just trust me, it's kind of.
I'm sorry. One player.
What I'm saying is that,
of course,
Real Madrid are strong favorites, 100%. But your Pankes is a G, and right now he is because I know him. He is thinking of a tactical plan to stop Cristiano. Yes, Real Madrid have other threats. Look, Jujuman, relax. Asensio, Vasquez, all these guys can score and have scored. But the main guy is Cristiano.
Guys,
I've
seen a picture, yeah. I've seen a picture. And there's Cristiano leading the team. Messi.
Oh, is that
No, actually, there's something mentally wrong with that guy. See, I think that Heinkes has a plan to stop Cristiano because, guys, let me repeat myself one last time. Actually, Drifty, do you disagree in my assessment that Real Madrid cannot be beaten in a final?
No,
of course I disagree.
Yeah,
I disagree for 2 reasons. For one, a final is a final, and I gave you the example that we had the Liverpool in the Champions League with Milan, and we were nowhere near Chelsea. And Bayern Munich versus Chelsea. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's another example. And the other thing I'll say as well is, I mean, obviously it might not happen, but let's just say Ronaldo picks up a knock, a suspension, who knows, and he can't play. If Real Madrid go into that game without Ronaldo, all of a sudden they're not favourites anymore.
That was my condition. My condition is that Real Madrid at full strength.
Okay, Real Madrid at full strength. Okay, well, if they were playing against Liverpool, all right, let me be optimistic and say that it will be Liverpool, yeah? I'm going to be optimistic. Liverpool versus Real Madrid in the Champions League final.
Liverpool can't beat them in the final. Sorry.
Listen, I might be pessimistic and I might not like to be too over the top, but I tell you this, no defence in world football can handle our front three when they're on it. None. Don't bring me any defence and it can't handle it. In a one-off game, you have no idea what would happen.
Yeah,
you have absolutely no idea.
Attack, though. I agree with you, but they said the same thing about
True. Hey, wait. The one thing is, I think Liverpool can beat Bayern's defense. That's the only. I'll give you that because the Boateng and Sula and Hummels, they're slow. They're not going to keep up. There's no way.
Is Boateng injured or something? Why is he not playing?
No, he was playing.
He's ass. That's why. And the other thing too, I think you're disrespecting Bayern in a way because last year they had no manager and they managed to make it a close game with Real Madrid. This year they actually have a manager. So think of how close, how much better they'll be. And better balanced and all that. So I mean,
okay, guys,
Real Madrid might not make it.
against Sevilla, they didn't look promising. But Heynckes was the X factor. That's the thing about Bayern. I feel like he's overachieving. Because think about it,
Andrew, whoa, that's disrespectful. Like, these players are good.
no, but Jupp Heynckes is the X factor. Because think about it, he brought Javier Martinez back in the DM role, made him slow down the tempo of opponents. He was playing off Vidal.
Look, Rahimski, Muller is playing. He's on it.
Yeah,
Muller is on. I mean, Muller is on it.
Yeah, but
we seem to be forgetting about the best centre forward in world football. Like, he's not going to be a part of this match.
Yep,
he isn't though. He isn't. He's good for disappearing in big moments. Lewandowski.
No.
Listen, he is the best number 9 in world football.
What did he do last year?
He is.
He still is, and I think for Lewandowski, he knows that. Look, man, because this
is an audition.
Another key thing is revenge.
Yeah.
Bayern feel aggrieved as to what happened last season based on the refereeing decisions, and revenge is a very powerful thing. It's a very powerful thing, and I think Mane making a very good point. That team and those players did not like Ancelotti's training methods. So when you now have a manager who really they respect and they're playing fully for, I think this could swing either way. But just to end on this, man, it's like, Drifty, I still think you're disrespecting a certain concept, which is that if you're Liverpool or Roma, you're going up against a side, if at full strength, have won 3 out of the last 4 Champions League finals. So they have the experience.
Listen, I would 100% be thinking, can we really win this? Because they are an exceptional side. But I'm just saying, you can't just dismiss whoever gets to the final just because it's Real Madrid. That's all I'm saying. And I mean, all right, Ramos is a top player, yeah, for Real Madrid. I don't personally really rate the guy defensively. I just think he's a good footballer. But we're talking about a guy who's got like 18 career red cards. Listen, our front three get him sent off in that fight.
Last I checked, red cards doesn't quantify your ability.
Let's be honest.
Ramos in this final because he couldn't handle our front three. They'll run rings around him and get him sent off. He's too aggressive when he's under pressure.
They said that about Mbappe, Cavani, and Neymar. That's the thing.
Well,
they're not really ticking the way
Cavani he flopped. Cavani flopped.
And you got to remember, those three are individuals. They're not gelling the way we do.
No, I mean, but look, basically, look. All I'm saying is that we are in for 2 huge semi-finals, and just to end on this, I feel that, look, man, Heynckes, you're our only hope. You and Obi-Wan, and Liverpool fans. Fine, book your tickets for Kiev. Fine, do it. Book your hotel.
No, nothing's booked yet,
If you from a catch wind of tickets being booked for Kiev by Liverpool fans,
and we all have to agree that Liverpool have to win the first leg. Like, they have to win by a big margin because they're losing their away leg.
You know, they will win the first leg. That's fact.
Listen. All you have to remember.